Okay, hey and welcome to example 6. In this example we're going to take a look at the node in the popnet called pop collision detect. What this node does is it does some kind of cheap trickery to collisions. It's not physically correct and it won't give you any bounds or actual physically correct collisions or interactions with objects. But it will, however, give you a really fast and a very accurate collision that can be used in many situations. I am gonna go over later on in this series how to do actual collisions with geometry, but for this one we're gonna go over this one and kind of take a look at how to do this more cheaper collisions, sort of. So what I have here, I have a sphere, there's the emitter, I have a box that I want to use as my collider. I transform it slightly and I'm gonna connect the emitter to the first input and the collision object to the second input, and then we're gonna go into the popnet. In here we're gonna just color the particles to yellow just to begin with, and then in the pop source we have set this emission type to scatter on the surface, since we don't have points, or we do have points, but we want to scatter onto the surface of the sphere. And we have also put the initial velocity to -3 with some variation, but basically the particles are going to go downwards. Anyway, let's turn this one off and see what happens with the particles now. They're just gonna fly straight downwards like that and be in yellow. So now the collision detect, it's called pop collision detect. This node has a lot of features as well. You can do a lot of things with it, but I'm gonna go over the main features that I usually use. So let's turn it on. First of all, we need to define where our collision object is coming from. So we can either go relationship, we can go dop object, we can go sub object, where we can actually find a path to an object. But since we connected our object here to the second input, we can go second context geometry, and we will grab it. So in the behavior tab, we can kind of define some things. So let's turn all these off. Okay, so first of all, we kind of want to decide, what do we want from our collisions? Do we want them to stop? Do we want the particles to actually like interact and stop? Or do we want them to stick? Do we want them to slide? Or do you just want them to die? Die is basically we kill them once they connect with the surface. So let's have a look at a couple of these and see what happens. So if you set it to none and play, nothing is going to happen. And if you put it to die, you're gonna see that once they connect with this object here, you remember the object is up here, we can't really see it because it's not in an actual object, but they die once they reach this object. If you put it to stop, we will simply see the particles sticking and stopping like that. So their position and velocity is set to stop, or specifically their velocity. Obviously position is relative, but the velocity is cancelled, it's put to 0. And we can see that by here going to the geometry, and we're gonna hide, and we're gonna put the V, and we can see that actually the velocity is kept. Interesting. They're put to dead. Okay. Anyway, regardless, they are stopped because we have put to stop. If you put to stick, it's gonna do something similar. But yeah, it's pretty similar to stop. But slide is the more interesting one. This will actually cause the particles to slide along the surface, which is really cool. That's the one that is tend to be the most useful. You can actually get some kind of reaction from objects and stuff like this. Yeah, we can also do that. We can accumulate hits, and we can put it into a group, and we can color it. So I've kind of grouped the particles that hits this object now into collision _ hit, and I'm gonna put the color of them to red. So we're gonna see that as the particle hits, they get red. Okay. Cool. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna turn this off. So if we play it, we can see they hit, and it turns red, and it starts sliding. All right, cool. So now I also want to modify these. As we know, they're now in a group. Every particle that hit this is now in collision hit. This means that we can modify these by anything we want. So we're gonna put the pop force. We're gonna put the group to collision hit. And we're gonna put some amplitude to the noise. And we're gonna play. And it looks kind of like this. So you get some noisy stuff and it kind of slides along the surface of this cube. So that's a very simple way to collisions, but it's a very fast and very dirty way to do it, but it's useful sometimes. It's a very cool node, and I thought it was cool to know about. So I hope you guys learned something from this tutorial. Let's see if there's something else. Not really, that's it for this node. So I hope you guys learned something and take use of this node for whatever purpose you have for it, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you.